always in the lead. Where you wanna be, I'm who they wanna be. BEAUTYE. Never seen so much rage from a queen. Rage from a queen. Queen so strong, but she was a machine. Girl, lady dreams, Sinclair regime. Turn to the next, can't forget next. Prefer to be as a goddess, I'm tired of being modest. 100 degrees hottest. If we're being honest, never need anybody's next. Keep a witness, they will be a demonic angel in disguise. I hate I have to disguise it. Why you gotta disguise it? Mention the mind is why I'm making deposit. Carry all the power, it's time to realize it. I'll never ever take my power. Don't know, but take my power. My power, my power. Don't know, but take my power. My power, my power. They feel away. Oh wow. They feel away. Oh wow. Don't know, but take my power. My power, my power. Don't know, but take my power. My power, my power. They feel away. Oh wow. They feel away. Oh wow.
One more time for Fearless Dance. If it isn't clear, I told y'all we celebrate today, all right? We want to acknowledge and welcome Council President Nick Mosby. Thank you for coming. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our speakers. So first and foremost, I would like to welcome Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good morning, everyone. Y'all not excited enough today. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, and thank you, Alex. And it's a great day to be here in Reservoir Hill in West Baltimore. We know that this piece of property had been vacant all of my life, every single year of my life until now. And I think, Mr. President, Mr. Councilman, Mr. Senator, what people don't know about my family is that we used to own a house on Brookfield Avenue. Everyone knows me as this Park Heights guy, but we had family down here too. And I actually used to spend my summer camps right across the street at John Eagle Highway. It will always be John Eagle Highway for us, we all know that. But I remember this building, and it's great to be here to see what happens when people ignore the noise. What happens when people believe in themselves? What happens when people believe in their community? And that's exactly what Alex and his team has done, and why I'm so excited to be here for this ribbon cutting. Because we know that this neighborhood has been ignored and disinvested in for decades. And like many of the neighborhoods across Baltimore where the people had a certain kind of hue, we know that that investment was intentional, very intentional. And is the foundation of every single solitary challenge that faces our city today, and especially communities like West Baltimore. That disinvestment is what left buildings like this one to sit vacant and rotten for decades, and why there has been historically such a high concentration of blight in West Baltimore. And we know when I took office, when the council president and the councilman and I took office in 2020, Baltimore had been stuck at 16,000 vacant properties, you all, for 20 years. 20 years. And we've done some work, and we got that down to 13,000. And that's still 13,000 too many. The lowest number that we've had in all of our lifetimes. But we know that at the end of last year, we gathered not too far from here to announce a plan to eliminate vacancies in Baltimore in its entirety. But accomplishing that goal is going to require tasks like this one, with committed developments like the folks from Blank Slate, who understand that these neighborhoods and the people who live here, those who work here and that are no longer with us, who fought to keep their neighborhood, who fought all the things that were happening, that they matter too. And that work is happening right here in West Baltimore. It's happening in East Baltimore and Southwest Baltimore. And we have to continue to uplift those people and thank them for not only investing in our neighborhoods, but for seeing our people and seeing our neighborhoods for what they truly are. And that's something that has value and that can add to the tapestry of Baltimore City. So I want to personally congratulate and thank Alex and the entire team of Blank Slate for not just believing and betting on Reservoir Hill, but all of Baltimore, and showing people that you can do a development work, you can be an investor, you can do that while also understanding the cultural history and the significance of people in their neighborhood. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And what's next?
Thank you, Mayor Scott. Next up, we want to welcome Council President Nick Mosby.
Good morning, everyone. Come on, we can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. We are here for an amazing occasion. I see Councilman Chairman Stokes over there. Give it up for Chairman Stokes. We gave him his pass to come over to West Baltimore. Thank you, Councilman Torrance. But we're here for Alex Aaron, right? Yeah. And we're here for Blank Slate, right? This building means a little bit to me. I could remember graduating from college, coming back to Baltimore, telling my mother, she's like, no, don't come back to Baltimore. Take this job, take that job. No, Mom, I'm coming back to Baltimore. So, okay, well, where are you gonna live? You're gonna move to Columbia? You're gonna move to, no, I'm moving back in the city, Mom. Well, you're gonna move to Northeast Baltimore? You're gonna move to, where you gonna move? I wanna live in Reservoir Hill. There's a program at the time called Selling City-Owned Properties Efficiently. And I never can forget when I used to bring my family members and my friends around here. I was an electrical engineer. My wife was studying to be a lawyer. And I said, this is what I wanted to live. And they said, are you crazy? And we settled on, right around the corner, a house that was abandoned for over 22 years. They didn't have a roof. The back wall fell out. And it was nothing but crime, grime, all through this community. And everyone talked about one property that would never, ever be fixed. Actually, two. One was unfortunately called Murder Mall, which we tore down and MCB is currently redeveloping. But the other property in this community was always the Carlton. And I saw developer after developer come in here. I saw transaction after transaction for somebody with a new idea. And it wasn't until Alex Aaron and Blank Slate that we stand here today. A fully renovated 12-unit market rate apartment building right in the heart of Reservoir Hill. Woo. Tell me God isn't good. So I'm here to get excited about the brick and mortar. But more importantly, Reservoir Hill to the city of Baltimore, I'm excited about the young potential of folks who are really pouring into communities and historic properties like this all throughout our city. Because there was a time where economic redevelopment for a very awkward place building like this was to just tear it down. Not save the history, not preserve the culture, not allow us to understand and appreciate the way our neighborhoods were created. But that wasn't Blank Slate's idea. So again, for over the 40 plus years that this building has been abandoned, and for all the things from Hollywood coming in here and blowing out the top windows through Ladder 49, y'all didn't know that fact about this building, or the illegal activity that's taking place in this alley as a councilman, I know Councilman Torrance can appreciate that, or for the children coming right across the street from John Eager Howard, looking at blight every single day, no longer, and that's a thank you to Blank Slate. So with that, Alex, if you could come up real quick, and come on, Councilman, I know you're gonna speak next, but we can do this together. This is a resolution. It reads, the City Council of Baltimore resolution, be hereby known to all that the City Council of Baltimore offers its sincerest congratulations to Blank Slate in recognition of the grand opening of the Carlton, Baltimore's minority-owned real estate firm that has committed to revitalizing vacant historic properties all throughout our city. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 19th day of February 2024, signed by myself, President of the City Council, and all members. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Take a picture.
Thank you, Council President Mosby. We're going to stay right here. Next up, we got Councilman James Torrance. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The council president took our talking point about lattice 40. It's okay. So, like Baltimore, we always, can you guys hear me? Like everything in Baltimore, we always modify and move on, and we keep pressing on. This is an example of keep pressing on. I will tell you that I lived in Reservoir Hill, and I used to run by this place every day with my wife when we lived here. And we were like, this building looked the same from when she moved in. And my family is, my extended family has lived here over 22 years. So 22 years of their actual living in Reservoir Hill, this property has looked the same. But what I noticed is, and when we were tracking this with neighbors and community members, in the past 15 years, there's been over $70 million of investment in this neighborhood. Absent David Bramble's actual investment, which brings us to almost $200 million of actual investment in Reservoir Hill, right? $200 million in a black neighborhood in West Baltimore, right? The people who are reaping the benefits are the historic residents who stayed here and believed in this neighborhood. The people who are reaping the benefits are the young people who get to go to a $40 million brand new school building. The community members who said that I want to take a chance and bang on West Baltimore, I just want to say thank you for banging on West Baltimore, right? I want you to bet on West Baltimore more, right? Let's find people to fill this housing, right? Let's find people to start buying what's left of the housing stock in this neighborhood so that we can prove that one thing. A 90% black neighborhood can be developed. A 90% black neighborhood pretty soon will have an actual grocery store in it, right? That we can do these things together. So I'm not going to sit here long enough to just keep talking about how great this is, or how great this neighborhood is, or where we're moving in West Baltimore, but I'm going to bring up my senator who's going to close us out.
Good morning. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning for this project. I want to thank all of my colleagues who are here in elected office. You all have been recognized. But also Kayla Williams, who's here on behalf of the governor. Most recently talked to the governor about this project, and he's one of the things that we're very proud of, and you'll at some point you may hear from Chad Williams, is that from the very beginning, the mayor of Baltimore and our governor has been really committed to the West North Avenue Development Authority that make projects like this possible here in West Baltimore. As others have spoken before me, I'm a son of West Baltimore, grew up right down the street, a little neighborhood called Penoff off of Edna Whitelock Street. And, you know, Mr. Mayor, I don't have the youth that you have. I remember when people actually lived in this building a couple of years ago, but it's been vacant for quite a long time. And so I know I look it. Thank you, appreciate that. You're the man. You just earn more favor. I appreciate that. No, but the commitment that the state of Maryland, especially through some of its executive organizations like Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, West North Avenue Development Authority, and others, have come together and invest in this historic project. One of the things, Blank Slate could have done a lot of things. They could have gutted the building or whatever, but one of the things that I love and appreciate, they took the time to respect and acknowledge the history of this community. And instead of gutting the building out, they provided for historic renovation in this community, which is huge. And so this should be a proud moment for you, Alex. I see your beautiful family here, you know, celebrating this moment for you. We're so grateful for you finding it not robbery to bring your talents here to the Reservoir Hill community. One of the things, and I'll wrap up really, really soon, the mayor has put forth a bold vision to eliminate vacants here in the city of Baltimore, and we at the state level want to be a partner in that. And I think the governor is committed to that, and we're going to protect that, you know, in this year's budget. Whereas in the last couple of years, in the last 8 years, we've seen only $20 million in core funding to the city of Baltimore. This current budget that we're deliberating had $50 million for core. Right? In the last 8 years, we've seen $12 million committed to Bernie, the Baltimore Revitalization Neighborhood investment. And this year, we're almost tripling that money from $12 million to $27 million. And so that type of investment is what we need to scale up to bring Baltimore back to the glory days that it used to celebrate in this region. So I'm so proud to be here. I'm glad that this is the first project that West North Avenue Development Authority has invested in and saw it to completion. But I suspect that there will be many, many more in the upcoming future. Thank you all so much for coming here tonight, and thank you for investing in West Baltimore.
Thank you, Senator Hayes. Next up, we'd like to call Chad Williams, Executive Director from the West North Ave Development Authority.
Good morning, everyone. Jokes. Yeah, so I didn't get the dress code memo, but that's okay.
We know you can dress, bro.
Yes, you know we can dress. But look, I'm not going to talk about how beautiful this building is. I'm not going to talk about the investment. What I will say is I'm going to tell y'all something that you don't know every time you're going to pass this building. So Alex is the first, this project is the first investment for the West North Avenue Development Authority. Right? And Alex just didn't come to me and say, just give me some money. He submitted a really full proposal, performer. But the most important thing that Alex did for other minority, black, small, and women business owners who are going to invest in West Baltimore is he went through the pain of our first grant process. So every time you pass this building and you get a grant from the West North Avenue Development Authority, everybody should thank Alex for going through the pain. You know, the governor has said recently he has 3 things that we need to focus on to improve Maryland. Make Maryland safer, affordable, and competitive. When we invest in projects like this, we make sure that we eliminate vacancy and blight by making things safer. We make our units affordable. This is a market rate affordable unit, 12 units, making people who can't really afford the luxuries of many of us that we want to enjoy, but we provide them the need and the affordability for them to live. And then we make Maryland and Baltimore competitive when we make investments like this. So thank you, Alex, for helping to meet the governor's goal, and thank you for going through the pain. Appreciate it.
Next up, I want to call my big brother. This brother, I love him to death, and I will tell you personally, he really cares about Baltimore. And if not for this brother, we would not be here today. So without further ado, Dave Bramble of MCB Real Estate.
Thank you. I did get the dress code, I just ignored it.
That's why we sitting over here.
They put us in the back. Thank you, Alex. Good morning, my name is Dave Bramble. I'm the managing partner and co-founder of MCB Real Estate. And I have to start by saying, although we own stuff all over the country, there's no place that I would rather be than right here today in West Baltimore. This is my neighborhood. I mean, technically I live in Madison Park, but I've always considered all of this over here part of my neighborhood. And I am so thrilled to be part of the resurrection of this long abandoned property. This is where my heart is. I grew up here. I live here now with my family. And when I look around this neighborhood, I know a lot of people, they see neglect and they see other things, but I see opportunity. And when you saw the young lady who spoke at the beginning and gave the prayer, she saw it too. She moved here from Brooklyn, right? Okay, so people see this opportunity. It's real. When I started on my journey to build MCB with my partner Peter, we started on small scale projects too. And over time, obviously, we've grown to doing much larger projects. And of course, the only thing anybody wants to talk to me about ever is Harbor Place. But I got to tell you, we started just like this. And these projects are so impactful because they change neighborhoods. They don't just change neighborhoods, they change the way we think about our neighborhoods, which is really important. One project like this, it's 12 units of market rate housing, starts the next investment, and then the next investment, and suddenly the entire place has a different trajectory. And when they're led by people like Alex, it's a trajectory that we want for our neighborhoods. And I gotta tell you, these projects are really hard. They're super tough. You gotta go through processes like what Chad just described. and the numbers don't add up neatly. But when you have relentless creativity and sheer determination, relentless creativity and this guy will call you 6,000 times. It is a rallying cry for collaboration. It means we need to roll up our sleeves. We need to get together with builders, community members, investors, elected officials, nonprofits, dive in deep, and shape a brighter future for Baltimore. Complacency will not cut it. We got to dig deep, and we got to have real change. That's what drives us at MCB. We're proud to partner with Blank Slate to ensure this project and others come to life. MCB, as you know, is also working on Reservoir Square, an adjacent project that has sat vacant forever and underutilized for decades because of the same principle. Investment brings more investment. Like the Carlton, Reservoir Square is poised to ignite progress here in Reservoir Hill, with our first phase slated for completion this spring, thanks to investment from national home builder Ryan Homes, hopefully right here someplace, where the ripple effect of these initiatives will be profound. Instead of a bleak skyline, the skyline I once knew growing up, my children will witness a skyline filled with inspiration and opportunity, symbolizing the transformation we all are here and that we're proud of. So I want to acknowledge Senator Hayes, who's been beating the drum of investment in West Baltimore communities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Market rate investment. No one is a stronger advocate for this community than Senator Hayes. And thank you to WNADA and DHCD for believing in Blank Slate and believing in us and believing in the future of West Baltimore. Council President, the Mayor, and Councilman Torrance all know that any vision of Baltimore has to include all of Baltimore, particularly West Baltimore, sorry, Councilman Stokes, rising and being poised for greatness. And a significant part of our city's potential lies in remarkable efforts of people like Alex Aaron. We are all incredibly fortunate to have his transformative spirit rooted here in Baltimore. Your dedication and accomplishments are commendable, and it's all well done, my friend. Keeping going, you are reshaping skylines, instilling hope, and constructing a brighter future for Baltimore. So thank you so much, and keep going. Long way to go.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you. Everybody here, I just want to say I'm filled with gratitude. I am so blessed to be here with you all. I'm grateful for your presence today. I know it's a holiday. You guys could be sleeping in. It has been a journey indeed, completing this project, and I will tell you it's an honor of a lifetime for Blank Slate to bring this to Reservoir Hill. So if I may, I want to read a list of names. Michael Schiff, Elizabeth Lee, Dale Terrell, David Bramble, Ryan Bailey, Keith Hinder, David Miller, Arlen Cullors, Antonio Hayes, Laura Mayo, James Torrance, Matt Cohen, Tiffany Mink, Sean Eames, Thomas Lewis, William Roberts, Eric Holcomb, Larry Brown, Adam Carballo, Chad Williams, Ronald Romero, Terrence Miller, Courtney Thompson, Ashton Johnson, Annika Yang, Carmen Ball, Sarah Hurd, Gabriel Martino, Brian Miller, Carlos Luna, Hugo Ortiz, and Benjamin Hemfield, and many, many, many more. You see, Blank Slate is just a facilitator. We're just a manager. Without the list of names I read, and so many more, we would not be here today. Hundreds of hands touched this project, from subcontractors working on Saturday and Sunday, to code enforcement, inspectors coming out and checking out the site and giving us guidance, to our elected officials advocating for us, to the private bank, Univest, providing the debt financing, to equity partners like Dave Bramble and Everett Sands, Many, many, many hands touched this project, and I am elated and grateful that I had these partners. Thank you. We mentioned earlier that this project was featured. I got my whole kids here, y'all. I'm present. We mentioned earlier that this property was featured in a movie called Ladder 49, and I was actually reminded by a neighbor who stopped by, and I truthfully hadn't seen the movie, and I went and watched it. And it was important that I mentioned it today because I thought the irony was relevant. You see, in the movie, fireman Jack Morrison reveals throughout the movie his life and his experience as being a firefighter in Baltimore City, the good times and the bad times. And the scene that this building was in, if you guys have seen it, was the snowy day. And at that point in fireman Jack Morrison's career, he was getting ready to give up. He was getting ready to quit. He had watched one of his fellow firefighters fall through a roof and die. He had watched another colleague get his face burned off. And the work that he was doing was taking a toll on himself, his wife, his family, and he was ready to give up. And then he got a call to come save a young girl from the 3rd floor, this wing of this building. They had thought she passed away. He ran in there, he grabbed her, he brought her down, and he ended up saving her life. And if you watch that movie, I truly believe that saving that little girl in this building gave him hope. It's the same hope I held on to, because Lord have mercy, this building, y'all. I'm talking about serious prayer. I didn't give up. I held on to hope. With all the strategic partners we had, it was possible. So I say to you all, fellow investors, developers, community, CDCs, and elected officials, Mayor Scott, we will tackle that vacancy, we will tackle that blight, and we will make Baltimore a better community going forward. Thank you. And before we head over to the ribbon cutting, I would love to acknowledge and thank publicly my wife, Irene Aaron. You see, there are a lot of jobs, firefighters, policemen, developers, elected officials. You know, we wake up early sometimes, we stay late, we work weekends. I was here yesterday, y'all, believe it or not. And it's our partners who hold us down, who hold the family down without complaint. They provide grace, they provide support, and they sacrifice because they know there's a bigger outcome. So Irene, thank you. I think they already gave you your flowers. It's important for us to give people their flowers, so I love you and I thank you. Now, if you guys would join us on this side, Mayor Scott, we'd like to officially open the building, and then everybody can go inside and start taking some tours, so thank you.
And rent some apartments.
In the morning, I wake up to find for my garden. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're
that's DJ Zay.
I've been wandering all day, trying to keep fine, but I can't, babe. The noise in my mind, what is leaving? Try to get by, but I'm burning. I'm behind, my mind is running. All these thoughts are troubling me. Fighting to give up my pain, fighting to be on my name. My mind, fighting to the other side, fighting to be my life. Danny tries to take me out, tell you what I'm doing.
Hey, what up, bro? Yeah, so we met at the Baltimore Together thing. Yeah. What's up, man?
And you know, it's good that I'm here. I didn't know that this was the first one, man.
Yeah, this is our first project.
I would love.
Your busy body busy tonight. Joanna, making all the dummy tonight. Joanna, your busy body giving me life, oh, hey life, hey. Why you do me like Joanna, Joanna? Why you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you gonna do me like Joanna, Joanna? Hey Joanna, hey Joanna. Joanna, ay, ay, ay. Hey, how you gonna play me like Drogba, ho? How you gonna do me like Drogba, ho? Oh, DJ Drogba, ho, hey, DJ Drogba, ho. Joanna, your busy body busy tonight. Joanna, making all the dummy tonight. Your busy body giving me life, oh, hey life, hey. How you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you do me like Joanna, Joanna? How you gonna do me like Joanna, Joanna? Hey Joanna, hey Joanna, Joanna.
Jerusalem, ikayalami. Uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana